If you're interested in mining Masari or any other coin with the kryptonite algorithm on the latest and greatest software packages and programs, this is the video for you. GetMasari.org. So this is kind of a neat project. A lot of privacy features, things built off of the Monero blockchain. If you want to read up about it, I suggest you go to the website. If you're already a fan of the Misari coin, then you already know. But what I wanted to do today is start to finish downloading a GUI wallet, setting that wallet up, getting the address, and downloading the latest and greatest miners from XMR STAK or Cast XMR. And in this video, this particular case, we're going to use Cast XMR along with the latest and greatest drivers from AMD. Now, as you can see here, I am downloading the latest and greatest drivers. I was on 18.4.1. On our test machine here, I'm now on 18.6.1. So if we do a winver, we can see that this machine is on the latest and greatest update from Windows 10. It's 1803 OS 17134.112. And you can see this box is completely up to date. So what I want to demonstrate is that if your box is completely up to date, you can still mine away and not have any issues. The issues we had with the 1803 when it first came out were mainly software related, well, the mining packages. So with the updated packages, we don't seem to have the same issues anymore. So as far as disabling the Windows Update and all that other stuff, might still be a good idea to delay it for any new things that come out. That way you can give time to the developers for them to go ahead and get everything fixed for whatever Windows wants to throw our way. All right. So let's go back to our Masari.org website, and we're going to click on the downloads. All right, so here's the thing, guys. You don't have to remember every one of these websites that I go to, because I am going to include all of these links in the description below. So all you need to do is click, I believe it's more on the description, or read more, and you will be able to see all the links that I add in. All right, so let's go ahead and download the GUI wallet. Now, if you're interested in doing the CLI wallet, most of these CLI and GUI wallets from the Monero chain work exactly the same way. So, with that said, I do have other videos. If you want to look back through my catalog of videos over the last couple of months, I do have videos on the CLI implementation, but today we're just going to do the GUI wallet because it is, quite frankly, easier for the guy or gal that's just starting out to get going. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pause the video after this downloads. It's about 91 megs, so it's going to take a little bit. I'll come back. All right, so let's go find it. It should be in my downloads folder. There it is. So we're going to extract all, and I want to put this, and let me go ahead and tell you, I'm doing a new wallet. I'm going to go ahead and show you the keys and everything else, because I am going to put absolutely nothing in this wallet. In fact, I'm going to delete it afterwards. So if you'd like to use the wallet, you've got the you'll have the seed keys on the screen. More than welcome to use it, because I won't be using it after I put it online for everybody to look at. So let's put it on the desktop. And it's going to take just a second. Bear with me. My poor little i3 processor. All right, so let's open up our Masari folder. And you want to scroll down, and you want to see here Misari Wallet GUI, or what we call in the IT industry GUI. I'm going to double click it. We're going to get a Windows warning. You can go into Defender and whitelist this whole folder if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and recommend on here that you not keep this on a desktop. I would recommend, and what I do myself, is keep these on a thumb drive. The reason being is because once I'm done updating the wallet or making a transaction change, all the keys, everything are stored offline. It's a little more safe than keeping this on your local host, okay? So anyway, so run. And this is going to take just a minute to spin up, so don't be too freaked out. You got all your language choices here. English. And I am going to create a new wallet. If you have a wallet already and you're wanting to restore it and you've got the seed, then you can go ahead and restore it. But we're going to do new wallet. All right. So as I said, you're getting to look at my keys. So basically this renders this wallet completely useless. If I want to do anything at all, if I want to store anything on this guy at all, everybody in the world that watches this video can steal it. So make sure you never expose these on a wallet that you want to store your money at. All right. So again, this wallet will be used for nothing. It will be deleted after I get done with the video. If you'd like to hack this thing, be my guest. There will be nothing in it. All right. So right here, I can change where I want to put the file. For this instance, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the desktop. I'm going to select my folder, and you're going to see another little file come up here with the keys and seed and all that other stuff. So I'm going to hit forward, and again, you want to hack this thing, be my guest. Make a super memorable password. That is 5 characters. Guys, do yourself a favor. Get a random number generator website or something that can give you some level of difficulty. Don't make it 5 letters or 5 numbers or anything like that, okay? Make sure you have a very strong password. All right, moving on. And basically what this is asking me is if I want to do a remote node or the local node. Okay, so remote node is down here. I'm going to start my node automatically in the background. All right, and now click Use Masari. All right, as you can see, the file just came up. And let's go ahead and open it just so you can see it. It's got my keys. As it downloads and syncs to the blockchain, we're going to get a couple more files put in here. It's not really relevant for the video, but we're going to go ahead and allow it on my private network. And it's taken off. All right, so this is going to take quite some time. A lot of time. Depending upon what kind of processor you have, what kind of host you have, you're running this thing on, it's going to take a while. There's 200 something, at the time of this video, there's 200 something thousand blocks. It is going to take some time to sync with the network. But we don't need to wait specifically for this to finish downloading. We can go ahead and copy this address from our clipboard right now as our daemon is synchronizing with the blockchain. All right. So this is the important thing here. Your receive address. So you simply click that, it copies it, and then we can put it on our file. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, so we need to go to our test machine and set it up. Alright, so back at our test rig, and this rig is a 2-card Vega 56. You can see here, Radeon RX Vega. These are two 56s. And let's start up Mr. MSI Afterburner. And as you can see, it is running the Adrenalin Drivers 18.6.1, which were recently released as of the making of this video. So these are the latest and greatest, and as I showed you earlier, the latest and greatest from Windows. So it's really important to me in my videos to show you guys, at least as of the time of recording the video, that all of the software, all of the packages, they work correctly. That way, if you see that I can do it, you should be able to do it too, if you follow the instructions. Alright, so let's open up our handy dandy browser, and we see the Gandalf 3000 website. This is Cast XMR, and this is the latest version. It is June 19th today, and this was released on June 19th. So this is brand spanking new. Okay, so this is version 1.2.5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this guy because we're going to use Cast XMR. I don't want to do Cast XMR and XMR STAK, even though they are very similar. Your XMR STAK config file is going to be a little bit different, and that is completely out of the scope of what I'm going to do for this video. If you're interested in XMR STAK, I do have an XMR STAK setup video, so you can go ahead and after you watch this video in its entirety, you can go to that other video, the XMR STAK, and watch it for how to set up the miner. All right, I'll go ahead and include the link. As you can see, 2.4.5 released 9 days ago, and this is specifically for the Misari and Haven forks. And Misari just forked. I believe it was yesterday. So it uses a new algorithm called CN Fast, or Kryptonite Fast. And I'll show you the difference. It's pretty interesting. If you're used to doing Kryptonite or Kryptonite V7, it'll probably flip you out the new hash rate that you will see on the miner. Alright, so got our drivers here. And again, this is for Radeon Adrenalin Edition drivers, and I'm using the optional 18.6 driver. Basically the standard version, or the version that they've bug checked and everything else, I'm assuming is the 18.5. If it's anything like other manufacturers, they put out a version and they see if they have any issues. They do a minor release, they can do a major release, but this is just a step above a minor release from 18.5.1 to 18.6.1. Anyways, I'm using the 18.6.1, and we're going to see if we can make this thing mine with the new drivers. Alright, got our Misari website. If you want to, guys, you can do the web wallet. It's going to take just a second to load. You can create a wallet. Again, I'm not going to go into that for the sake of brevity for this video. These videos tend to be pretty long anyway, these in-depth tutorials, so I can't mix too many things together. Alright, and see if it'll actually back up for me. And doesn't want to. So let's go back to Masari. It is not Masari.com. Get Masari.org. Alright, So if you want to, downloads, if you've got a Mac or if you've got Linux, that is where you want to download from. All right. It's got a nice little roadmap here. I'm not going to get too much into the website or what the coin's about or anything else. I figure if you're wanting to mine it, you've probably done your own due diligence, as I have, and no reason to spread my opinion here. This is simply a tutorial video, so let's get to the tutorial section. All right, so I am going to go to Cast XMR. I'm going to download the file. All right. So save. All right. Open folder. And there is my latest and greatest Cast XMR. Go ahead and minimize this. Something that I do want you to know. If you are not updating your drivers, do not worry about this next step. If you did update your drivers, you better follow what I'm about to do. All right, so if you're unfamiliar with regedit, please go to my other, stop this video now, go to my other videos and go through the masterclass series. There's one video so far in the masterclass series, and it takes you step by step through regedit and power play tables and all that other stuff that I'm about to go into. So I'm simply going to go to regedit, excuse me, and that down. It's a H key local machine system. I believe it's control set 1, control, and class, I believe. Yep, there it is. And let me go find, be in documents, power play. I've got my power play table set up here, and I'm going to go ahead and open one of those guys up just so I can see the path. All right, and again, I'm not going to go over this because I've already covered this in another video, and if I went through step by step on every single video, all of my videos would be 3 or 4 hours long. All right, so 4D36E968. So we are looking for Mr. 968. And that looks like the winner right there. All right. So remember what I said just a minute ago? If you have updated the drivers, you need to take this additional step. If you did not update the drivers, do not worry about this part. As you can see, as we go down here, and this looks to be, yeah, this is the onboard, appears to be, yep. So let's go to number 2 and probably number 3. Yep, number 2 and number 3 are the registry locations that we need to edit. All right, so if you remember this, folks, enable ULPS and enable crossfire need to be disabled. All right. So if you've updated the drivers, it will clean your registry. So you have to reapply the power play tables and have to change these by double clicking and putting a 0 in there. So 0 is disabled, 1 is enabled. We want to disable crossfire. We also want to enable ULPS, so that's a 0 too. And we're going to go to our second card and do the same exact thing. All right, so now what we want to do is I've got registry spot 2 and 3. I'm going to go ahead and add the power play tables. Again, I have a video, guys. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm doing, please go watch it. All right. Say 0, 0, and we're going to scroll down to power play. There we go. Soft power play table. That looks correct. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to make sure that our changes stuck. And soft power play table. So now here's the thing. If you've done that, we're going to have to come back to the downloads. I'm going to need to bounce this box. In other words, reboot the rig and let it come back up. I'm going to pause the video. And once it is done rebooting, then I will come back and we will get started again. So again, make sure if you have updated your drivers that you go back to the registry and fix the registry. All right. Be right back, guys. All right, we have rebooted and we are back. So let's just go back to the edit real quick and verify that our changes are there and they're proper. Again, you cannot check this too many times. Well, I guess you could, but I would definitely recommend being erring on the safe side by checking this out and making sure that everything is the way it is supposed to be, where it is supposed to be before you start mining, because you can have a big old fat crash and then it might take some time to recover the rig depending upon what type of crash it is. And that looks okay there. All right, and looks like power play tables are good. All right, so let's go back to downloads. And before I do this, if you have an older version of Cast XMR, wherever you have it, wherever you're going to download this, I like putting it on the desktop because this is a dedicated mining rig. So with that said, I put everything on the desktop because it's far easier for me to find when it's on the desktop. Now, if you look at this, this is an older version of Cast XMR. So what I need to do is simply drag this over to the recycling bin. Clean the recycling bin, it's fine. As you can see here, I've got Graph, ETN, XMR, I've got a YouTube folder from where I made a video earlier, Stellite and Masari. All right, so I've already mined on this rig these different coins at one time or another. If you're using something like Cast XMR, it's very easy to drag your run.bat file onto the desktop with the Cast XMR program and simply click run, and you're off to the races. If I wanted to mine XMR, I'd open it up and drag the XMR run.bat that I've already set up to the desktop and then click run. Double click run, and now I'm mining XMR. Just a little pro tip there, guys. All right, so now that I've deleted that, I want to open this up. And what I'm going to do, I do not want to use the Switch Radeon GPU. This is very helpful for the Vega FEs. I have not found a good use for it with the new drivers. Now, on the old blockchain drivers, sure. But with the new Adrenalin drivers, I don't have a lot of issues. So I haven't found a great use for this on my Vega 56 and 64 rigs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of these files, Cast XMR and the run, and I'm going to drag them to the desktop. All right, and there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and populate our run.bat file. So right click, click edit. Windows Defender is going to tell me I'm stupid again and I shouldn't be running this because Windows doesn't know what this is. So it must be a virus. All right, there we go. So as you can see, the default here, if you click this guy on right now, you would see that you would mine to nothing because the cards aren't set up, but you would mine to this pool And this address, which is, I'm pretty sure is the developer's address, we want to change that so we mine to what we want to mine. All right, guys, so let us go back to our wallet. Remember I said you receive, this is where you receive payments from. So when you're going to mine, you want it to send to your wallet. This is this particular wallet address. Address copied to clipboard, you simply left click this little button here. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do is overwrite this. We've got a -u for our username. I'm going to paste my new address in here. And while we're here, let's go ahead and put in a pool password. That's going to be -p, and then name this whatever we want, YouTube. All right, and then another one, we're going to set up our cards, and because we only have 2 cards, we're going to go ahead and set up, tell the miner to look for 2 cards. That's going to be a -g. And then after that, make sure you get all the spaces just like you see them, okay? -g, and then 0,1 for 2 cards, space. All right, so that part of the configuration file is done. What we need to do now is change our algo. So algo equals 1, I believe, or -1 is Kryptonite V7, I believe. I'd have to look at the chart on the website, but algo equals 8 is the new CN fast. All right. So if you wanted to verify that, could go back here and we can scroll down on the Gandalf website. Yep, algo equals 8 for Kryptonite fast. So we need to put algo equals 8. All right, so algo equals 8. Another neat one that we can put in, and there's additional, guys, there's additional commands that I may not go over in here. I'd strongly recommend, if you're going to use Cast XMR, to go and read the instructions and add what you feel is relevant for your application. For this demonstration, we're going to do fast job switch, which means that I am not going to mine on an outdated program, or an outdated job. So that you will cut down on the amount of wasted work that you do. You still will get some, but you will cut down on it drastically by using this command. All right, so the last piece of our file here, guys, is this -s. This is our pool. All right, so let's go fix this. We are going to go to Hashvault. And again, you can insert your pool here, what you would like to mine to. We are going to use Hashvault for this example. See all the different coins that you can mine here. And we're going to go to the Masari.hashvault.pro. All right, so what we want to do is go to the ports section, click on ports. And so what I want to do is grab this pool address, because we're using GeoDNS, or you can do regional. But what you're going to find is this is much easier to get going. I've never had any issues, honestly, guys, with using the GeoDNS. So I'm going to copy this, and for my particular application, I'm going to use port 5555. So I'm going to use port 5555 at pool.misari.hashvault.pro. So let's go back to our file. Let us copy. Let's paste over this address. Paste. And then let's correct this and put 5555. All right. And that's it. So I'm going to save as, run, very important, .bat. And this is going to be all files. All files. The reason I did it like this and I just didn't press save is because if you're setting up a new text document, which you can open up a text document and name it this and make it a .bat file and make the program run. You don't have to necessarily use the file that came with the program, okay? I'm just going to overwrite this. I just wanted to show you how it's done. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. All right, so save it again just because I'm super anal about this stuff. Make sure that I don't make any errors. Algo equals 8, fast job switch, -s, pool Misari, Hashvault Pro, 5555, username, which is my wallet address, password, and then G for the number of cards, 0, 1. If you had 3 cards, it would be 0, 1, 2 in most instances. All right. So we're going to go ahead and close that down. I'm going to open up Mr. MSI Afterburner. And you can see here, I have 2 RX Vegas. They do not have the same clock rate, because one of them will run at 950 happily for weeks on end, and the other will crash if you go to 950 after about 2 hours. So that's not what I want. So I turn the clock rate down a little bit, and it runs happily for weeks at a time. All right, so simply come over here. Now that we're ready for Misari to run, we're going to double left click. It's going to say, are you sure you want to do this? Yes. And I'm going to click run. Now, something else to see here. You see intensity 7 out of 10. You can change the intensity level by putting that command in the configuration, the run.bat file, but it's not necessary. What I find is that the intensity as at 7 as default works usually pretty good. You can play with that a little bit until at intensity 8 or 9 or 10 per card, but I would definitely recommend testing that out and seeing if you get anything additional out of it. In my experience, especially with this rig, I was unable to get any additional hash rate, so I left it with intensity level 7, which is what it's going to default to more than likely if you have some of these cards. All right, another thing to keep in mind, if you highlight something or you put something in the field here, as you can see, I had to clear it and press space, and then you saw all that text go across the screen because it was literally sitting there waiting for me to clear it out. All right. Kind of a bug, if you will, in the software. It's always been there. XMR STAK does that as well. You'll notice that if you're having issues, it's a possibility that you clicked on that, or you've clicked in the field and didn't, you forgot to clear it. All right, so as you can see here, my hash rate is considerably different from Kryptonite V7 or Kryptonite. I saw this earlier when I was running, before I updated the drivers and before I updated the version of Cast XMR and all that other stuff. I did see a little bit higher hash rate. I saw 3560 and 3640, I think, respectively, out of the cards. So as you're going to see, I don't have the exact math, and I did not read where the developers said what the hash rate would be, but I calculated at about 75 to 85% increase over your hash rate of the older Kryptonite and Kryptonite V7 algorithm. Now, from my understanding, they went ahead and adjusted difficulty and all that other stuff. So although it looks like you're hashing a lot faster, which you are, the amount of coins that you're getting is still going to be relative to the old chain. And you can see here Kryptonite fast, so it does show that we're on the new algorithm. So it's kind of neat seeing two cards hashing at nearly 7,000 or right at 7,000. Let's make that a little bigger so we can scroll up. Yeah, so right at 7,000 hashes per second. Pretty neat. Now, I don't know if this is a driver thing, but my hash rate was higher on the 18.4.1 with the older version of the driver. So something to look out for. Maybe you try this as is with your current driver, or you go ahead and update to the 18.6, and maybe I need to change the intensity. But that's a little out of scope of this video. I think I've covered pretty much everything that I need to cover. If you have any questions, guys, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and share. Help my little channel grow. As always, I appreciate you. Not making any money doing this. I just enjoy sharing what I've learned with the community, because I know there's a lot of guys that are wanting to get into this, a lot of guys and gals that are wanting to get in and may not have an avenue or may not be able to find information on the internet. And sometimes it's easier to watch a video and learn how to do something as opposed to reading through thread after thread after thread on a internet forum. All right. So again, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.